7th of September 2025, and it's 1:20 in the morning. Sorry, it's all right. Excuse me. It's 1:20 in the morning. I don't know. Sorry, somebody's tickled me. I don't know. Anyway, so on Monday night I'll be doing an intro video to start the cruise series, okay, and then I'll be doing other videos prior to actually leaving the house to go to the airport. So when the luggage is brought down, I will do a video. When the luggage is perhaps brought in the kitchen area, just through here, I will do another video, okay? But what I want to try and do is edit as much footage as I can on the flight, because I've got over 4 hours flying to Cyprus. So to be ideal during that time to be able to edit the videos. So there'll be footage edited from when I do the intro video, probably up to the point where we're in the air flying to Cyprus. If I can get all that edited, okay, up to that point, at least then those episodes can be put on the channel. Because the obvious thing I've got to do then is video the landing. So video the plane starting to come down, when we start to descend into Cyprus, and before we start to actually land into Larnaca. And then, of course, do the full landing and the taxi to the terminal. I've got to video that as well. So that footage won't really be able to be edited till I'm perhaps on the coach going to the ship. But again, that's a good opportunity, because if I've already edited the videos prior to leaving home, up to the point where we're flying perhaps down the coast of Croatia, down towards Albania, over to Greece, then at least if I can get as much footage edited up to that point, then that's what I will do. Another little tip I will give as well, which the Macmaster always mentions on his channel: if you're going abroad anywhere on a flight with Jet2 or TUI, it's always a good idea to perhaps download parts of the map. So if you go onto Google Maps on your phone, right, you basically download the maps. There's a section on Google Maps on the app that says offline maps. So if you download the maps prior to your holiday or prior to your flight, you can use the maps to see whereabouts you are on the map, okay? It's because when you put your phone by the window, the phone will pick up the GPS, okay? That's how the Macmaster does his videos and puts the maps up. So if you go onto your Google Maps app, this is for any flight, not just for a cruise or a land holiday, this is for any flight, right? Even if you go to America or the Philippines or Australia or wherever you go, or even the Canaries, whichever country you go onto Google Maps on your phone, whether you've got an iPhone or a Google phone or whatever phone you've got, go onto Google Maps, and there's a section on there called offline maps, okay? So when you download the map, you can then store it in there. So because you can't use your phone on the flight in the sense of internet or data, you have to set it to flight mode, obviously, unless the airline you go with has got Wi-Fi, which some airlines do have Wi-Fi on them now. But I know Jet2 definitely don't. TUI do, I think. But again, they still recommend you turn your phone onto flight mode. But you can still access the maps and see where you are as long as you've downloaded them prior to your departure. So I'm going to download maps onto Google Maps on my phone prior to our flight when we go over to Cyprus. But sometimes on TUI flights, they have little TV screens above the seats, up above you. So, and the screens usually come down once the plane's airborne, and it will show you on the map exactly where you are. It'll also tell you what the outside temperature is, how high you are, how fast you're going, what time you left your original airport, what time you're due to arrive, what fuel is being used. Trust me, it's really interesting information, and it's always a nice idea to perhaps give a quick photograph of the screen, and also, or maybe do a little video and say, well, at this point, this is where we were. And then it will tell you basically what destinations are out the window. So you might be flying down the coast of down through Germany, and it might say Stuttgart is 50 kilometers that way, Berlin is that way, Wiesbaden is that way, Frankfurt's that way. So at least you've got, and then it'll show you on the map roughly where you are. So it's always a good idea to do it. So I'm going to be doing it because I've done it on quite a few of the flights I've been on, including when I went to Benidorm, when I've been to Dubrovnik, when I went to Prague. And of course, when I go on this holiday, I'll be downloading the maps on my phone onto Google Maps, so I can go on there and check where I am, just in case the screens don't come down, because usually on a Dreamliner you get those. But I remember when I went on the flight back from Paphos in March, after I'd done the reposition cruise, there were screens on the plane, and also when we went to Tenerife from East Midlands with Tiri. Yeah, it was Tiri, that's right. So again, but I still download the maps on my phone, and then once we've got to the destination, I just delete them because it will use up storage space. But again, I've got some photographs and videos to remove off my phone from the Churnick Valley Railway series, which I did the other day. So that series is now fully complete. Thank you so much, Askar Mohammed. Thank you, Kate, my cousin there. Of course, we'll have a good holiday, and it's going to be a special one. And again, I'm saying nothing more about what surprises are coming. Okay, there are a few. I'm not going to say anything on here about those. But Mum and Dad are going to enjoy the cruise. I know they are, as much as me, as much as my brother, hopefully. And the ship at the moment is currently on its way to Santorini. So it's been to Crete today. Yesterday, Friday, it was in Athens. And then, of course, Thursday was a sea day, which is Dress to Impress night, which was originally called the Captain's Gala, where you dress up and have your photos of the captain, which you still do, but they call it Dress to Impress. So at the moment, the ship is on its way to Santorini, which is one of the ports we are visiting during our cruise. I'm not sure where it's going on Monday, but I know on Tuesday it's definitely going to Rhodes, and then the excitement begins. So there'll be lots of surprises coming, okay? So they will be videoed, so you'll have to stay tuned. I won't be able to do live streams when I'm on the plane because, of course, the phone has to be set to flight mode, but I'll be doing normal footage, which will get edited, and then the episodes will be uploaded, most likely, when I'm on the way to the ship. And, of course, I'll be videoing outside the ship when we're on board, etc., because then we'll be ready for sail out. So, and just remember, we are 2 hours ahead in Cyprus. In fact, we're 2 hours ahead for the whole cruise because Turkey and Greece are both 2 hours ahead of the UK. So if it's 10 o'clock at night in England, which it will be one evening, I'm sure, it's going to be midnight where we are. Okay, so you have to remember that we are 2 hours ahead. So if it's 8 o'clock in the morning where we are, it'll be 6 o'clock back in the UK and even earlier in America. And it'll be later in other countries towards the Philippines and China and wherever, Australia, right? So because I get viewers from all over the world watching my channel, I've had people, I know of people from Russia that watch my channel because it tells me in the YouTube studio where people are from generally. There's some from the US that watch, there's some from India that watch, and of course I have viewers in Croatia that watch my channel because I've got friends out there, including Vesna and the Karaka team. Of course I know them very well out there. They watch my channel as well. So there's people from all over the world that watch my channel, and of course Israel. I know I'm not in Israel, I'm in the UK, but I have been to Israel 3 times. But I'm looking forward to going on this cruise. There are lots and lots of videos to come, lots of live streams, videos of the sail out, videos around the ship. I'm going to be having catch-ups with the staff that I know over there, including even the band, Euphoria. So no problem. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed at Coulson's25. Lots of videos to come, as I've said. I'm going to be very busy doing loads of vlogs, believe me. It's going to be a very tiring cruise because, not that tiring in the bad way, in the sense of I'm going to be doing a lot of editing, which does take time. So it's no skin off my nose going and sitting in one of the bars, whether I'm on sea day or we're not at sea and we're in a port, and I can just edit some footage. Because when I'm at a port, I'll be able to use my phone, all being well, because I will have phone data. And because I'm with O2 Tesco Mobile, I won't get charged data roaming, okay? But I will still turn the phone onto flight mode when we leave the ports. Once we get out into sea, I will switch the phone to flight mode, but I can still edit the videos. But I will keep the signal on as long as possible, because it'll be on for quite a while once we leave Cyprus anyway, because the ship will follow the coast of Cyprus out of Limassol to head off towards the Greek mainland, which is quite a long way off. And then we'll pass between Greek islands as well, so I may pick up a land signal, but generally I will keep the phone on flight mode, so any messages that come through won't come through until Friday. So any phone calls or WhatsApp messages or Facebook messages that you send, I will not be able to reply until at least Friday when we are in Athens. So there's no point even trying. I mean, you can the night that we leave Cyprus, But once we get out to sea, the signal will go and I will switch the phone to flight mode. But I can still edit my videos, and I will just use my phone as a camera and a video camera, which I always do anyway. I've got my selfie stick, which I'll pack into my hand luggage. But yes, I'm really looking forward to going. Mum and Dad need it. They've been through a lot this year, as I've said in other videos. So there will be an intro video on Monday to basically start the series. I did a pre-cruise video early before I went to work, just reminding people what plugs that they should take, and what sockets are in the cabin as well, because there's two different ones. They've got a British one and of course a European one. Simple advice again is just take an adapter with you anyway. And also you can take USB cables and charge them in the lamps that are in the ship's room and in your cabin. Okay. So, and I always take a power bank with me, which can't get packed into your whole luggage that goes in the aircraft. It has to go in your hand luggage because it's a battery, lithium battery. So that's the advice they generally give you. And they will ask you at the airport when you check in, have you got power banks in your case? Because if you have, you'll have to switch it and put it in your hand luggage. But anyway, that's enough rabbling from me. So please check out the Chernit Valley Railway series that's on the channel. That's complete now. I've been 3 times. I will most likely go again next month because they stopped running the trains on Wednesdays. But the Chernit Valley Railway, if you've never been it, is fantastic. It is just above Cheadle. It's not far. You can get on the train at Froggle. You can get on the train at Cheddleton, which is on the way to Leek in Staffordshire, but they recommend you start at Froggle and do the complete route. It is well worth the 20 quid, believe me. There's plenty of free parking. You can park at Cheddleton if you get on there, or you can park at Froggle, which is where they recommend you start it. They've got a gift shop, a tea room, and you get to watch the locomotive come in. I've been 3 times now in the last month. I went at the end of July, then I went 2 weeks later, and then I went this Wednesday just gone. And I also went to Foxfield twice in August as well. Again, I hadn't been there since I was a kid, so it was nice to actually go back there and get some childhood memories. But yeah, the Chernit Valley Railway, highly recommend. Book online, 20 quid. That's a trip for you, Kate. You know, you and Charlie could go there. It's well worth doing the train. It's a fantastic run. And I got off at Consell on the way back to Froggle and had a walk to the Black Lion pub, which literally took me 5 minutes. And then I just walked, I had a pint as well, sat outside. It was lovely until the rain came. And then I just headed back to the station. The train came and I got back on it, went back up the line up to Ipsons. So, because my ticket was an all-day Rover ticket, 20 quid. So it is well worth doing it. And I've also renewed my Peak Wildlife Park annual pass as well. So I will be able to start using that from October as well. I need to get over to the Who Zoo at Telford so I can do the capybara experience, which I still want to do. It didn't quite go according to plan when I did it in March 6 months ago, but I'm determined to do it. Plus as well, they've released a new animation based on Cinnamon's adventure, because it was a year ago this month that she got out. And they found her a week later and got her back. But the story made world news, and then a book got published, which is why they also introduced the capybara experience as well, where you can interact with Cinnamon and her brother and her mum, okay, because the dad died apparently in December last year. I found that out when I was there in March. So that was very sad. So there were 4 capybaras, there are now 3. And Cinnamon turns 2 years old next week. So again, she's a cute little thing. Well, she's a big thing actually, because they call them guinea pigs, because they are the closest relative to guinea pigs. Hence the term guinea pigs, okay? So they are the largest rodent on the planet as well. And you can have them as pets. It's not illegal to have them as pets in the UK. I know America do, and some of them use them for meat, but I wouldn't kill a capybara. They're just too cute and adorable. But you can have them as pets in the UK. I think you have to have a special license, but you also have to have lots of land, because they do grow up to 22 kilograms, and they need a lot of weight, not a lot of space to run around as well. And they love going in water. And they generally spend a lot of time in water to avoid predators such as jaguars and, of course, crocodiles, which you get in Africa and also in the US as well. There are crocodiles and, of course, Australia. Well, they do originate from South America, so but they are fantastic animals. If I lived on a farm, I would definitely have a capybara. I would love a capybara as a pet, because and it's not illegal to have them as pets, as I said, but you have to have like a license or lots of land, and they take a lot of looking after. But again, so do most pets that you have, such as rabbits and guinea pigs and other things that you have as pets. They take a lot of looking after as well. But again, it's well worth visiting the Who Zoo. There's more than the capybaras there. They've got wolves, they've got all sorts of creatures there, porcupines as well. That's well worth the £16 to go in there if you pay online. Plenty of free park, and it's just outside Telford off the A518. I would highly recommend a visit. So I've given you some insight now of places that I've done YouTube blogs, because obviously they watch my channel there as well at the Who Zoo. So, and also Rob Baston, they watch my channel as well. That's only open on weekends at the moment, but in school holidays they're open every day. But yes, Peak Wildlife Park, I've renewed the pass there. So there's other series I'm going to do after the cruise. I do want to do another city break. I'd like to go out to Budapest at some point in Hungary. I'll definitely be back in Prague at some point. I'd like to go back there. 100% I will go back to Prague. I loved it last time. I will definitely go again, 100%. It was fantastic. Even though it was in December and the Christmas markets were on, it was still fantastic being there, going to the railway restaurant, having the little model trains bringing the food to you. It was amazing. And of course, I loved walking along Charles Bridge and seeing the astronomical clock. It was just fantastic. So I will definitely be back in Prague at some point. But I'd like to go to Budapest in Hungary. But again, it all depends on the flights. But for now, we've got the cruise coming up. Lots of surprises to come as well. Lots of videos, lots of photographs, I'm sure. And also we're meeting up with friends on Cyprus the following week when we're back in there after the first week. So, and they used to live locally, well, one of them did. So we're going to meet up with them, and we'll probably spend the day, well, we're going to spend the day with them before we return to the ship to do our second week. But again, there's lots of videos to come, especially when I go to the Acropolis in Athens. My brother's never been. I have. I went in 2016 with my mum and dad on my first ever cruise on the Thompson Spirit. And then I went the following year with my cousin Dave Underhill as well. So that was the last time I went to the Acropolis. And then we're going to Turkey, of course, the second week. We're going to Bodrum, we're going to Alanya, we're going to Kusadasi, and we're going to Izmir. So I'm going to be visiting Ephesus, which again I've not been to since I was 14. And I'm going to Miletus, which is just south of Kusadasi. That's like a Roman amphitheatre as well. So I'm going there on a trip on my own. I'm also paying a visit to Corallar when I'm on board, and I'm going to book Corallar once more as well, prior to when we go on the cruise, because I don't want anything coming out of my cabin account regarding excursions or anything I need to book. I will use the Marella Cruise Control Hub to do that. So again, that's enough ranting from me now. Thank you so much for watching my live stream. Please subscribe at Carlsmith25. The channel is doing very well. I'm very close to 800,000 views. I'm determined to get to 1 million, and I'm pretty sure after this cruise I'll be well on the way to that, believe me, because there is going to be absolutely hundreds and hundreds of videos. It will probably take me a month to put them all on the channel. But I'll be editing episodes while we're away. So I've got the app on my phone to do that. So I will edit the videos and get them put on the channel when I'm in port. I'll get as many of the videos edited while we're at sea or in between going to port, the next port. So the next day I can shove some more videos on. So I'm going to make sure I get as many episodes on the channel as possible, just so that you can see where we are and what we've been doing. So there'll be lots of updates. There'll be lots of photographs, which I will also include with the videos as well. I will do live streams when we're in port of the sail out and the sail in of a port. If we are tended to shore, which we are on 2 ports, we are tended to shore. And there will also be a cable car ride involved in one of those. But again, there's going to be a lot of fantastic scenery. It's give out 30 plus degrees the whole fortnight. So I'm sure I'm going to come home with a fantastic tan. But most of all, it's to make mum and dad's anniversary special, because it is their golden anniversary, their 50th. So I'm sure you guys and gals on here will wish them well, which I'm sure you will, either in the comments section or in the chat or on my other videos or on social media if you follow me on there. But yes, I'm looking forward to going. It's not long to go now. I just need to get the next couple of days at work cleared off, and I will be well on my holiday mode. I technically already am. Just got to get through the next couple of shifts at work. But yes, it's at Carlsmith25 to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you and good evening.